Hello trainers, we are back this week and we are now taking a look at Caterpie's evolution, which is Metapod. I am outside as you can see, so do mind any of the London city sounds. But aside from that, before we get started, if you like videos like these, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when new videos are out. As I've said before, I am making one of these for every single Pokemon ever, so it will be a while. But let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I am taking a look at this very geometrical, crystallis shape Metapod. This is what happens after Caterpie has evolved, and so this Metapod is hanging out. Let me go a little further back. You can see some of the surroundings where Metapod is hanging out. We'll go over more background on Metapod and how it lives, where it lives, and what happens before this Pokemon evolves into Butterfree. Just on an initial look, you can see that most of his body is covered in a light green color. You of course have the eye that is half closed, so you have a heavy lidded eye, and really there's not that much to this Pokemon. He is kind of half moon shaped, but as I said, he has that very geometrical, he has all the geometrical lines. So when you look at the tail, for example, it's cut up into 3 sections and it has a line down the middle. So let's go ahead and actually let me just get Metapod scream or screech or growl, whatever you want to call it, and we'll get that from a few sides. But really looking at it from the front end, of course you can see that the eye on the other side, but really if you're looking at him front facing like this, the small nose, I guess, because it does protrude a little bit forward, that would be his nose in the middle, that diamond, and the 2 shapes coming out of the sides, a bit under the diamond shape, that would be, I guess, his arms, but he doesn't really have any arms. And just taking a closer look from this side, we can see that Metapod is just kind of hanging out and really not being bothered very much. Let's see, what else can we say about this Pokemon? We're just looking at the different angles, and there really is not that much to say about Metapod. We will be covering quite a bit more later in the background, but for now we do have one more form to take a look at with Metapod, and it is the shiny form. At this time, the shadow and purified forms have not been released in Pokemon Go, so we will not be covering those. And actually, let me just go ahead and get a growl from this side, this angle. And for now, let's go ahead and leave this Metapod be. Let me just get one of these from the front. It is very sharp. It is very geometric. Kind of, I guess, you had the nose from the back, but you also have the nose from the front if you want to look at it as a face. But like I said, let's go ahead and leave this Metapod be, and let's take a look at the shiny form of Metapod now. Okay trainers, we are back and we are now taking a look at the shiny form of Metapod. As you can see, it is quite a difference from the last form of Metapod. I'm just going to back up ahead a little bit, and that way you can see the environment. Let's get a quick growl from this Metapod. And as you can see, the biggest difference is this very warm orange skin that is covering this Metapod completely. I like this shiny because it's not the it doesn't fit in the golden Pokemon shiny box that I love, but there is such a stark difference between the normal form Metapod with its color and this color, and I like this really bright, vibrant color for Metapod. So let's go ahead and just get a little close up with this Metapod, and really nothing else has changed. You do have the lines, the geometric lines that are covering its body and making their divisions. It is a different color. The last one was black, and this is kind of like a very dark magenta. So aside from that, everything about this Metapod remains the same. Let's go ahead and get some quick growls and get some blinks in there from this Metapod. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely a highlight shiny, and we will be going over some of the background. Like I said, we will be going over the process that it's in, and really some of the dangers that I wasn't even aware of that Metapod has to go through while it is in this pre-evolved Butterfree form. So for now, I don't know that I can take a look at anything else for this Metapod. We have taken a look at everything, and I'm just excited to go deeper into Metapod's background. I think Metapod is a Pokemon that is overlooked a lot, and I'm excited to see if I can find out some more interesting information. One quick thing that I didn't mention is that there is no visible difference between male Metapod and female Metapod. So the normal form was a male and the shiny form is a female. But we will be seeing some differences when we get to the last evolved form for this Caterpie family. So for now, let's go ahead and go into the last part, trainers. The Pokédex entry for Metapod reads as follows. Metapod. The shell covering this Pokemon's body is steel hard. This specimen reached this stage faster than any previously discovered Pokemon of this variety. Metapod does not move very much. It remains motionless to avoid attack. It also stays still because it is preparing its soft innards for evolution inside the hard shell and does not want to risk its innards from carelessly slipping out. This Pokemon is vulnerable and can't withstand a harsh attack while its shell is soft, exposing its weak and tender body. Intense battles should be avoided as the shell has been known to break at times. When it hardens, only the external shell is transformed. Metapod's shell is filled with a thick liquid. All of the cells throughout its body are being rebuilt in preparation for evolution. It quietly endures hardships while awaiting evolution. Trainers, we will now review Metapod in more detail and delve deeper into its background. Metapod shows no visible differences between male and female. Originally from the Kanto region, this Pokemon can be found in the temperate forests and jungles. While usually motionless, they can be found around or within trees and on the ground. In Pokémon Go, Metapod does not nest, but has been known to spawn around large parks and grassy areas, especially during rainy weather. Caterpie's huge appetite comes into play with Metapod. The reason Caterpie prepares and eats so much is not only to reach evolution, but because it knows that as Metapod, it does not eat at all. Metapod has to be fully reliant on that stored energy to power through until reaching the Butterfree stage. Metapod resembles a chrysalis and is very geometric. With its hard shell and sharp corners, it can dissuade other larger Pokemon from seeing it as a snack. While Metapod seems to have a permanent poker face, they do carry over the emotions from Caterpie. While they have to be careful not to be too animated for fear of breaking their shell, a good trainer can spot emotion coming through Metapod's eyes. They are loving and protective, and while their body might not allow them to do a lot as far as moving, the desire to help can accelerate evolution into Butterfree. Evolution can also happen after feeling pride from taking on and defeating a powerful foe and feeling love from their trainer. It seems that Metapod is very aware of its limitations in this stage, and that can come with self-esteem and self-confidence problems. If a Metapod ever feels abandoned but is proven wrong by their trainer, this happiness felt can be the last push to evolution. Emotions play a big part in this Pokemon family. While Metapod is known to be careful and stay isolated, when in a trainer's care, they can sometimes receive help to reach that final stage. Evolution does not come easy for some Metapods, so they have to train a bit harder to reach that. But in the end, the dreams of Caterpie and persistence of Metapod allows them to reach their final goal of evolving into Butterfree. The name Metapod is a combination of metamorphosis and pod, referring to its chrysalis state. In Japanese, Metapod is called transol, which may be a combination of transform and cell or shell. My initial thoughts on Metapod, and yes, I am a bit ashamed to admit it, but I thought this could be a very useless Pokemon. Its depictions initially were of a weak Pokemon that is very limited by its moveset and its body. To me, it was just the in-between to getting to the final goal, which is Butterfree. Little did I know and found out through the research that Metapod, like Caterpie, have the same goal of reaching the Butterfree evolution in a much less selfish way than I, of course. Really looking at the emotions involved and the insecurities felt by Metapod really makes me feel bad that I ever thought less of Metapod. While they have real limitations, that does not stop them from very much wanting to help and at times succeeding in battles on their own merit. I find its process of evolution to be very interesting, and the balance between being careful but pushing yourself at the same time is done very well. The shiny form of Metapod is bright and beautiful. I love the big color change and was excited when I saw it the first time. Like with Caterpie, I would caution trainers from underestimating and undervaluing this Pokemon. Be loyal to them, and in the end, the hard work and perseverance put forth by both trainer and Pokemon will pay off. Okay, trainers, if I missed anything or if you have any thoughts on Metapod, please add them in the comment section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video is up. I plan to release one every week with the goal of completing every Pokemon in every generation currently released. Please follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. The handle is @LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. I have been featuring art submissions from trainers around the world, so feel free to submit yours. See you next week, trainers. Bye.